For the second time this season, the apprentice Enzo Maresca will be facing his master in Pep Guardiola at the Etihad Stadium. The first game earlier this season ended 2-0 in favor of Manchester City, but this time it will be quite different because Man City were a team on fire by that time when the game was played. Then Chelsea took up form, won a lot of games back to back, and then suddenly they started to falter. So this game looks very prime to decide who would be number 4, who will be fourth on the league table by the end of this match day. I mean, it promises to be an interesting one. Both sides have injury worries. They have players that won't be available. But then for Man City, they've brought in new players. I mean, Marmoush, who is one fine player from the Bundesliga, is available and he would likely play at some point in the game. And I mean, look at Phil Foden. Suddenly, this 2025, he's scoring. You know, he's giving Man City something different, something they've been lacking. You know, that form is really visible. So Enzo Maresca will be hoping that his team, his defense, will try to hold down this Manchester City side. Some quick facts concerning the game. For Man City, they are unbeaten in their last 7 Premier League games against Chelsea. They've actually won 5 and drawn just 2 games. Their last loss to Chelsea was actually a while back, you know, in May 2021. So I'm sure the Chelsea fans will be yearning for a victory because it's been a while this really happened. And then for Chelsea, they've only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 16 Premier League away games against Manchester City. In fact, that's way back, over 10 years ago, 2014. Yes, February 2014, when Chelsea defeated Man City by 1-0. So it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. In fact, Chelsea have failed to score against Man City in the last 7 games they've played consecutively. So Chelsea will be hoping to break that jinx and do something much better, you know, against Manchester City. And then we know that Man City have been on a bad run of form, you know, after a run of just 1 win in the Premier League since November. They've suddenly, you know, won 3 of the last 4 games that they've played. So they want to, you know, change things this time around when they played against Chelsea, knowing that win against Chelsea will put them in the top 4, at least keep them in the top 4 ahead of Chelsea and likely ahead of other teams like Bournemouth or even Newcastle, who are just behind, chasing Chelsea and Manchester City. And then Manchester City have also lost their last 3 Premier League games played immediately after a European midweek game. So after a European midweek game, they've always lost. You know, well, it fell within the period they had a bad stretch of games. But then this time, they'll be hoping it's a different outcome as the master meets his apprentice, who has shown a bit of what Pep Guardiola usually does